Most of them are just
Welcome to Birtle for our Centennial. Our parade is going to be starting soon. It's going to start at the sports ground, so it's going to be a little while before it can get down here. I have a few announcements that I'd like to bring to your attention. After the parade today, there's going to be 2 band concerts down at the sports ground. One is going to be east of the Pink School, and the other one they're not quite sure, but it will be at the sports ground somewhere. There's also going to be 2 dance reviews by the parade entrance down at the sports ground. And in case anybody's hungry, there will be food available down there also. This afternoon at 4 o'clock, the Winnipeg Air Force will do a fly past over us here. And if anybody feels in the mood for dancing, there's a dance tonight at the arena, sponsored by the Artificial Ice Committee. This dance starts at 9 o'clock. Tickets are available at the door. Moods Indigo is the band that will be playing. Now this is something different from the school reunion dance that will be held tomorrow night that you already have your tickets for. Also, school reunion registration will be taking place from 4 till 9 today and from 9 till 4 tomorrow at the elementary school auditorium. So don't forget to register for that. During the parade, we're going to have some clowns dressed as cartoon characters, and they'll be giving out balloons to the children along the parade route. So keep your eye out for the clowns that will be doing that. And also there will be a runaway golf cart driven by 2 of Birtle's most qualified pooper scoopers, so watch out for them. Another announcement here. Very special one. Les and Myrtle Smith are celebrating their 48th anniversary today. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, whose siren is that? Is that yours? Right? you seen Mel? Yeah. That's what I heard. I'm still looking.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, our parade is reaching us here. Today we are honored to have two distinguished members of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Shoal Lake Detachment, leading our parade. Okay. I don't know, we'll have to turn it down again, I guess. May we introduce Constable Mike Johnson, who has been serving our area for the last 7 years, and Constable Pat Moisey, one of the regular females to serve the RCMP. By contrast, the RCMP was first dispatched to this area in the early 1880s. The band you see now is the Hamiota School Band. This 25-member band is under the able direction of Jan Dixon. Returning home to join family and friends for our Centennial celebrations, it is with great pride that we present to you these special hometown boys who serve our country from coast to coast in a variety of posts within the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Lloyd Hickman, Tom Haney, Larry Cochran, Barry Hickman, Don Basker. Parade Marshal Len Lane and his wife Frances are riding in this Surrey. Venance DeChambeau is the owner and driver of the team. The Surrey has been lent from our Clegg's Museum. In number 5, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a hand for the man whose great personal effort has led only to this parade today, but to the success of this Birtle Centennial, Mr. Frank Leggett and his wife Frances, driving in a 1984 Pontiac Trans Am, kindly donated by Mr. Ted Falloon of Birtle Motor Products. Rolly Clegg's entry is a fiberglass horse with an original buggy. Mrs. Clegg is riding in the buggy, and they are in Centennial dress. Number 7 is the float from the Canadian Forces Camp Shiloh, showing some equipment used in the Army today.
Turn that one that way a little bit.
Number 8, this is a team of registered quarter horses and a 1905 buggy, owned by Greg, Faye, Bill, and Shirley Little.
Turn that one, just turn that speaker that way a bit. Yeah, no, the other way, Diane. No more. That's good.
Number 9, the town float, represents the struggle to provide water to the citizens of Birtle in 1884 and the continuing efforts to ensure that supply in 1984. The town wants you to know that Ray Penner, town maintenance engineer, and his staff are really working hard to see that we do have water, one way or the other. Number 10, Rolly Clegg's stagecoach. This has been lent from his museum. Owner and driver of the team is Greg Lane, with his wife Myrtle riding shotgun. Riding in the stage are their 3 daughters, Melanie, Jennifer, Adrian, Alec Monroe, Harold and Lillian Salmon. Number 11 is our Manitoba Hydro Float. Number 12, Roger Turon, Beatrice and son Patrick, Cromer Ashcroft and his wife Eunice, Mayor Cliff Asselstein and his wife Ann are all passengers in a ranch wagon lent by Mr. Clegg's museum. Number 13, The Land is Strong. Birtle Agricultural Society portrays the numerous types of flowers, cereals, and specialty crops which can be grown in our district. In 1981, Birtle celebrated Birtle Agricultural Society Centennial. Number 14, the Women's Institute movement has been active in our community since 1919. We are proud to recognize Mrs. Jenny Watt and Mrs. Marion Fulton, who have both served terms as provincial and national presidents. They have lived our motto well for home and country. Georgina Pierce and Patricia Appleyard are dressed in period costume depicting mother and child. In the vehicle pulling our float, we are happy to have a charter member representing the WI, Mrs. Jessie Butcher. Number 15, this is a replica of the first St. George's Anglican Church built in 1884, destroyed by fire in 1955. It was consecrated by Archbishop McCrae on December 21st, 1884. Reverend J.J. Morton, the first minister, was a brother of Alfred Morton. The first set of tubular bells was a gift from England, also destroyed by fire. The present bells were replaced by a presentation of HMS Pinafore, involving many Birtle residents of various denominations. Number 16, the entry of W.E. Bicknell Limited, wishes to congratulate the town and RM on their 100th birthday. Bicknells have been serving the district trucking needs for over 35 years. David Bicknell is driving.
They said something about seeing the parade. I haven't seen the parade.
I didn't want to bother you. Oh, God. Maybe we should go fast enough. I looked over and
Yeah,
said,
they were supposed to be spacing them a little bit better than that. Now this, that's for sure. I don't know whether they could hear what I was saying or not.
It sounds better now that I turn the speaker that way.
Oh, too much, yeah.
Larger Marion Fulton?
Yeah.
Is that your, is that the relative of
Can's aunt, yes.
There's a color.
Isn't it? Yeah, no, but this is a different one.
Cooper's Lake Recreation Committee and the town of Beulah bring Centennial greetings to Birtle. Andy Jewer and family out of touch with their music. The float shows the facilities available at the lake for a relaxing family weekend. Also shown are Stowe's Welding and Repair Services, B&L General Store, and the post office. And Brian Bicknell is driving.
I lost one. Who's this?
Entry number 18 is the Dolphin Legion Pipe Band. Entry number 19. This ambulance has come from Rolly Clegg's Museum and is being pulled by Lorndale's team. Mrs. Eliza Blackhall is the nurse in the ambulance. Mrs. Blackhall was an Army nurse in the First War. She was with the Women's Auxiliary Corps and spent 14 months in France. Her nurse's uniform is on loan from the Imperial War Museum in London, England. The Ashcroft Acres entry is driven by Rod Ashcroft with Dean assisting. The horses are Gypsy and Mark. And I believe I see a little one around the corner, and his name is Decker. Ashcroft's run a mixed farm east of Birtle. Number 21, Dallaview Lodge. Number 1219 of the Ladies Orange Benevolent Association was organized November 1950 in the old town hall where the Department of Highways is located now. Mrs. Lottie Wilkinson was the charter worthy mistress. Jean Mitchell and Ann Lee are charter members. Meetings were held monthly in the old restroom and now meet in homes or the United Church Hall. Members come from Russell, Foxhorn, Show Lake, and Birtle. They support many charitable and community projects. Number 23, this replica of a Pioneers covered wagon is entered by the Ron Stewart family. The wagon is owned by Delmer Bamford Foxhorn, and the box is owned by Gary Workman of Salzburg. The wagon is outfitted with original Pioneer necessities. The well-matched team of Bertram mares are owned and driven by Danny Workman of Salzburg. Number 24, the theme is Jesus Loves the Children of the World. The float is made by the children of the United Church Sunday School. Made of paper mache, constructed by the senior Sunday School class. Flags are also made by the senior class. People on the float are wearing costumes of many lands. The float is driven by Roger Falloon on a 650D International tractor, 1957, rebuilt and painted by Victor Fulton. And number 25, Morris Salmon is driving his 1928 coupe. Dr. and Mrs. Edwards purchased this car new in 1928. The RM of Birtle float, number 26, MacArthur's Mill at Birtle, built by Rick Snow and Rick Oshjar. Originally started by D.W. Cummings in 1879. Men worked from sunup to sundown, earning $1.50 a day, plus grub. In 1982, D.W. Cummings dropped out of business. It is not certain when J.D. MacArthur took over. However, Mr. MacArthur ran it for 15 years. This next entry comes from RM of Silver Creek, and it's in the shape of their Centennial cake. Number 28, the Canada Farm Labor Pool, comes from Brandon. Finds help for farmers, helps people find jobs. Farmers, if you need any help with your payroll, get in touch with Canada Farm Labor Pool in Brandon. We will help you at no charge. Call us at 727-4386 or drop into our office, room 229, 153 11th Street, Brandon. Number 29, this lovely car you see is a 1951 Studebaker owned by Gordon Ball. Next, you see the Schutka dancers from Cholet. This last year, which ran from September to April, we had approximately 57 children between the ages of 4 to 16. The club originated in the fall of 1982. The title itself tells us all about Schutka, a Ukrainian word translated into English means willow. Barker's Menswear is celebrating 50 years of business in Birtle this year. They'd like to wish Birtle a happy centennial. Behind the Barker car, you'll see the Burdett School float. The first Burdett School was built in 1885. The school district number 163 indicates that it was one of the earlier schools in the province. 3 generations of some families attended this school. This float is a replica of the first schoolyard with the school building, the barn, and flagpole. The people on the float were former students and represent some of the families in the district. The truck driver is Melvin Cooley, a former student who still farms in the district. This school building was replaced with a new structure in 1949. Another float from Burdett District is Walton Mark Butcher with a team at Democrat. This Democrat was owned and used by Mr. Peter Spence of the Burdett District in the 1890s and later by his daughter, Mrs. Elsie Vant. It remained in the district when Walt bought it at Mrs. Vant's sale in 1956. The couple in the back are Doug and Lorraine Randall. Doug was one of the later students to attend the first Burdett School and represents one of the 3-generation families that went to the first school. Number 34, Fred Lane with his mare and colt pulling the milk wagon from Clegg's Museum. Some folks will remember Fred delivering milk here in Birtle during the 40s. Number 36, the R.M. of Rossburn Centennial float. This entry depicts the ethnic groups in the area. As you will notice, Rossburn is also celebrating their centennial this year. Number 39, this is a 1984 version of a Bennett buggy. Bill Barry is the driver and owner. You'll notice a few cowboys standing by: Fred Farker, Lyle Farker, Al McKay, and Kurt Emmy. Please welcome the Hamiota Senior Band and Orchestra. This band consists of 9 members, some of whom are in their 80s. Number 41, the New Horizons float. The purpose of the New Horizons group is to provide facilities so that retired citizens can meet and acquire skill in a variety of activities and to enjoy the pleasure of companionship while doing so. The group had its beginnings in 1973 and has been flourishing ever since. Number 42, the Anemone was a cruise launch that could carry 20 passengers, traveling from the village at the north end of Shoal Lake to the Narrows at the south end. From 1908 to 1914, the Anemone transported passengers to picnics and social activities, rather than travel by horse and buggy over the longer road route. Operation stopped due to World War I and was never revived. The original launch was eventually destroyed by fire when some inquisitive youngsters decided to inspect the gasoline tank with a match. This replica is sponsored by Genie Propane Limited, owned and operated by Richard and Ruby Edmondson, former Birtle residence from 1948 to 1957. Head office for Genie Propane is located in Show Lake, with dealers at Birtle Motor Products, Birtle, Hamiota Paint and Sports, Hamiota, M's Sloan and Sons Limited, Rossburn, and Wasilka's Esso Service, Show Lake.
Oh, he's not supposed to be in there. Either that or I've lost my little commentary on him. The number 37? And then we skipped something after. Yes.
After the Red River carts became obsolete, pioneer families moved west in covered wagons, often pulled by oxen. David and Verna Fulton, with their children Julie, Wendy, Tyler, and Glenn, depict this movement to the prairies, following the tradition of great-grandfather David Fulton, an ox teamster. These are exciting times as the oxen nip and tuck and touch and go wend their way on the Carlton Trail. Following behind the ox cart is the Birtle Mink Ranch. It began over 50 years ago with Hubert and his dad, George Dandridge. In 1935, Hubert took over the operation and became a licensed fur farmer. In order to feed the mink, dead and disabled stock has been utilized from all over the area. Son Orville came into the business 15 years ago. The exhibits are all adult mink, which represent a fair cross-section of the stock that is being raised today.
I think David made those yokes. David is Ken's cousin, first cousin. He's a son of the Marion that you asked me about from WI. No, him, the one trying to lead him. That's his wife, Verna. Verna made her outfit and the kids, too.
Entry number 44 should be familiar to anybody who was down at the spring the other night. This team of roan Belgians and wagon are owned and driven by Ken Eubank. The filly on the right is a 3-year-old and the gelding on the left is 4 years old. The wagon was restored by Rolly Clegg of Era River. The harness on these horses was made by Bill Masden of Decker. Riding with Ken is his uncle Jim Morgan, Ken's niece, and his son. The Salsgirth Light Horse and Pony Club was organized in 1961, the first 4-H pony club in Manitoba. It consisted of 20 boys and girls from the Salsgirth Show Lake area. After 23 years of continuing participation in 4-H, this club is still active and has 14 members this year. Charlie and Marion Butler have been leaders for quite a number of years. This float of a Pioneer kitchen, pulled by a W4, is owned and operated by Bill and Pearl Sutcliffe, with help from some of their children and grandchildren, all dressed in ancient attire. They are surrounded by articles found in a model kitchen of bygone days. Number 47, Howard's Clothing and Ray's Convenience Store wish Birtle a happy centennial and would like to thank the people for their patronage. Their float depicts an outstanding pioneer who arrived here in the late 1880s. His name was Doc Green, and his contributions to the young community of Birtle are many. He saved many an animal from suffering and was so enamored with the fledgling Birtle, he was once heard to say, "Winnipeg isn't a bad town, but it won't amount to anything because it's too far from Birtle." Entry number 48. This float commemorates the pioneer family of the late E.J. Wilson and Mary Ann Wilson. Their roots in this community go back to 1879 and the days when this place was known as Birdtail Crossing. E.J. was mayor of the town of Birtle for 26 years, a councillor, J.P., and editor of the Birtle Eyewitness, 1891 to his death in 1943. Both he and his wife were active supporters of all the things beneficial to this community. They also had the first telephone from the farm to the office downtown. Of their 10 children, 3 are with us today. Louise Fulton, Ted, and Lorne, who you now see waving at you from the float. A good many of the 27 grandchildren and numerous great-grandchildren of this pioneer couple accompany the float, and grandson Doug says the baby carriage must be kept at the ready, as we're not finished yet. The Mount Joy School District was formed in 1885. It is 7 miles north of Birtle. The far-sighted members of that district consolidated with Birtle in 1915. On July 2nd, 1984, a cairn was dedicated at the former school site in memory of the district pioneers. Buster Henry, a former student who took part at the unveiling. Number 50, Earl Burdett is driving a 1953 Dodge, originally owned by Mrs. Burdett's father, Mr. Mitchell. This is the car that Mrs. Burdett was driven into the church by her father on her wedding day, and the Burdetts still make regular use of this vehicle. Birtle District has welcomed many nationalities over the years, and the next float represents the Ukrainian community, who have made so many special contributions to our society. The Birtle District Ukrainian youth dancers on this float range in age from 4 years to 13. Today there are 15 of them riding on the float. Their dance instructor is Diana Sotis. Lawrence and Dorothea Amy, Lynn and Marlene and family with their team of Palominos brings greetings to Birtle from Beulah. Happy Centennial, Birtle. The next enthusiastic group of people you see are the grade 11 and 12 class of 1959-60. They are wearing the particular clothes from that era. Immediately behind the float, Marilyn Yannick is riding a registered quarter-horse mare by the name of Fleet. Number 55, Bruce Bertram is the owner and driver of these well-matched gray heavy horses. He also owns the wagon they are pulling. Accompanying him in the wagon are his wife and nieces. Outrider is Butch Bertram. Number 56, the co-op float, tells us that it is the 50th anniversary of the co-op refinery in Regina. This is the only refinery in Canada that is user-owned and controlled. Farmers managed to raise $34,000 in 1934 to build a very modest refinery. Today, our co-op refinery is a most modern and efficient one and serves co-ops throughout Western Canada. Number 57, the RM of Hamiota float. It's in the shape of a 3-tier birthday cake on a trailer. As you will notice, Hamiota is also celebrating their centennial this year. Number 58 is George Cooper on one of his John Deere tractors. Following behind, number 59 is the Rossburn Pony Club.
Make it through this would be a miracle. I know.
Float number 60. These lovely girls are members of the Lansburn Guides and sit quilting around a replica of Lansburn School. Lansburn Guides have been serving the district of Lansburn for close to 45 years, contributing to various churches and functions in the area. Today they number 23 guides and 2 leaders with meetings once a month. Number 61, the 3-wheeler is being driven by Jamie Yaskew, and he's pulling a rubber-tired wagon. Number 62, the Order of the Eastern Star, the largest organization in the world to which men and women belong. They have contributed over $6 million to cancer since the last triennial. Another of their worthy projects is Esterol, Eastern Star Training Awards for Religious Leadership. Artaban chapter was instituted March 1st, 1923. Worthy matron Hazel Graham, worthy patron Dick Spencer, associate matron Alice Ball, associate patron John Coxworth. Number 63 and 64 are from the Sunnyside Manor. Mr. Spencer, Mr. Smith, and Mrs. Wood are visiting around the picnic table. The truck is driven by Jim Snow. Following behind is the Sunnyside Manor van containing 6 of the residents. The School Reunion Committee have been lent the school van from Mr. Clegg's museum. These vans were used until the late 1930s. Today's grade 6 classroom has been chosen to ride in the van. Joe Spencer is driving the team, which is pulling the van. Vern Krantz, manager of the Gulf gas station, has supplied a car to carry past students. Number 66, the wagon Jim Lane built is being hauled by his team of 2-year-old Percherons. Passengers are Tina and Tom. Outriders are Darlene and Tammy. Darlene is riding the Arabian Stallion Prince. Number 67 is one of our local boys, Bob Edmondson. Number 68 is a 1936 two-door Plymouth car, owned and restored by Pat Dales from Minneota, and Pat is at the wheel. Number 69, Dalton's Hardware. This float represents 64 years in the family hardware business in Birtle. Riding on the float are Jim Dalton and his youngest daughter, Janice. Number 70, Baraka Valley Ranch Camp is a teen and family camping area located 2 miles north of St. Lazare along the Assiniboine River. The ranch is open as a retreat center, summer and winter. Structured camps occur in July and August. There are 4 weeks of trail camps. The ranch provides a 10-day out trip to Riding Mountain Park. Today's riders are on quarter horses, which are a part of a herd of 70 horses. The riders are led by Eugene McKenzie, director and owner of the ranch, plus his summer staff, Val McKenzie, Dean Block, Darren Weens, Del Braun, Amber Cox, Darcy Reimer, Ruth Kahn. Number 71, we have another entry today from the Ukrainian community. Countless hours were spent by Birtle residents, Nick and Pearl Juba, building this Ukrainian-style bake oven as their Centennial project. Rumor has it the bread is delicious but expensive. There are also churns and a washboard on the float. Coming next, you see representatives from the Bertram Sioux Indian Band. Again, on this float in front of us, you see representatives from the Bertram Sioux Band representing some of their cultures. Number 73 is our float entry from Edmondson's Red and White. They welcome everyone home for the Centennial. Harry would like to thank his customers for the patronage in the past 7 years. Number 74. Still in the hands of the Crew family is a 1939 International Farmall Model H, being Wattsview's first rubber-tired tractor. It was quite an attraction. Neighbors have been heard saying you could hear the purr of the 4-cylinder engine all night long. In about 1948, a farmhand loader was mounted to the front. It was used to haul sheaves into the separator, which took the place of the hay rack and horses and several men. And on the float which the tractor is pulling is entered by the Wattsview district. The wood stove, separator, and churn, etc., represent a way of life we no longer know, but which were part of everyday life 100 years ago. We salute our Wattsview pioneers, and indeed all pioneers. Number 75, this is the George Catello float, an old Imperial fuel tank. Bernance DeChambeau's team with son Mark driving is pulling it. Assisting Mark is Charles DeChambeau. This is a 1907 horse-drawn fuel wagon, originally serving Foxhorn and St. Lazare. It was last owned by Mel Graham. They'd like to wish Birtle congratulations on an excellent 100 years. Number 76, the first Birtle Beavers, Cubs, and Scouts. Scouting started in Birtle in the early 1930s with Bryce Phillips as first scoutmaster. In 1940, Mr. Clarence Tibbets came to Birtle as a school teacher, and scouting continued under his leadership, becoming part of the school program. Mr. Tibbets received his 30-year service pin in 1969. The Birtle Legion is the sponsor of the scouting organization in Birtle. At the present time, we have approximately 33 boys involved in the movement. Number 77, the Royal Bank float, depicts the changes in the banking system over the years. Riding on the float are the present bank staff. Piloting the float is Art Mallard. Congratulations to Birtle and area on their 100th birthday. This band you hear now are band from the RCMP Regina Junior Police Band, range in age from 13 to 18. They're sponsored by the Regina Detachment of the RCMP. Number 79 is our float from the village of Rossburg. Number 80, the J&S Ranch, Joe and Shirley Nesbitt of Show Lake, with their Hackney Welsh ponies hooked into a unique unicorn hitch. Along with the Nesbitts are their helpers, Ross and Mabel Ward, also of Show Lake. The horses' names are Charlie Pride, Miss Fancy, and Comet. Number 81, the Birtle Ellis Recreation District was formed in March of 1976. The Recreation District consists of the following municipalities: Town of Birtle, represented by Barb Sala; Village of St. Lazare by Robin Tremblay; Village of Foxhorn by Matt Smith; RM of Ellis by Leon Huberdeau; Burtell River School Division by Dennis Simard; RM of Birtle by Dean Ashcroft. The goal of the Recreation Office is to provide recreational services for the district. The driver of the float is Annette Theory, Rec Director. On the back are the summer workers: Melanie Stewart, Cheryl Leggett, Connie Shortsey, Jan Bardo, Darlene Paquette. Number 82, the Gulf Station of Shoal Lake have an old truck here today containing one very clownish-looking person. She has balloons for the kiddies, but doesn't want to give them out now for fear of an accident. Please come to the Gulf Station downtown for your balloons after the parade. Number 83 is a 1951 Packard. It has straight 8-cylinder engine and a 4-speed automatic transmission. It was built by the Packard Automobile Company in the United States. The Packard Company started building cars in 1899, and it was considered the Rolls-Royce of North America until around 1940. The owners are Bob and Kay Gilmore of Foxhorn. It was painted by Phil's Auto Body in Birtle. Stan Yaskew and his daughter Amber have chosen a unique means of travel. The pig's name is Oscar, and Donna, Stan's wife, designed his booties. Number 85 is Ron Wilshire with the Minneota Tatton Red Angus. They are registered Red Angus cattle, home of the Red Power Bull test station. Number 86, Reg and Molly Berry began their farm southeast of Birtle in 1948. They were joined in 1981 by Robert and Jerry Berry and family. Today, the farm consists of PMU, registered quarter horses, Charlet cross cattle, and mixed grain farming. A colt purchased from the Bar RB will make you very happy. Number 87, our librarians, Doreen Brignoli from Birtle and Pearl Clooney from Foxhorn, join with the Bookworms, Mother Goose, Winnie the Pooh, and Christopher Robin to wish Birtle and the RM a happy centennial. Birtle Library opened in 1975. In 1979, Foxhorn and Birtle Libraries joined with Parkland. Come and visit the library after the parade. Number 88 is a 1951 Buick sedan and has an inline 8-cylinder engine, 3-speed, and was purchased by Ed Dorn Sr. in 1951 from O. Kelly. It was later owned by George Naylor. Don Black bought it in 1977 and restored it, and he is driving it today. Number 90, Alf's Plumbing and Heating from Birtle. We've washed 100 years down the drain. They were established in 1978. Number 91, the Rossay School float. This is Centennial year for Rothsay School. Situated in the southeast corner of the Birtle municipality, the first school was built in 1884 and burned in a grass fire in 1906. The replica on the float is of the school built in 1910 and later enlarged. This school was in continuous use until 1967 when it closed and the children of the district were sent to Birtle. There are few records of the old school, but from 1910 to 1967, 32 teachers taught the 3 R's to approximately 295 children from grades 1 to 9. If I could just have the attention of entry number 94 and 95, etc. You're going awful fast and I can't keep up with you. Could you slow down, please? Number 92, which has passed us already, was Jerome Turon and his wife Angela from Macaulay, driving their Percheron team, Joe and Barney. This team is the winner of many ribbons at pulling competitions in the area.
Can you see the number on that truck?
Number 94, the float depicts the RM of Minneota Centennial, held July 1983. The logs on the float were used to decorate all the Centennial material and displays during 1983. Number 95, Gail and David Lane and family, driving their team of horses and covered wagon. Number 96, the Oddfellows and Rebeccas from Foxhorn depict a scene from long ago. With an old school van pulled by a horse, they have recaptured what might have been 75 years ago as members attended a meeting in the wintertime. Number 98, Kenton and Lyle Salmon. Kenton is riding Sir Applejack, Lyle is riding Buck. Number 99, this float represents agriculture in the 1920s. The Rossburn Agricultural Society is celebrating their 75th anniversary this year, as well as Rossburn Centennial.
Now all I need is gas.
Number 100, Phil Bardo is driving a 1941 Cockshut 60 tractor. The first owner was John Fulton, and it's now owned by Ron Watt. The 3-furrow plow is also a Cockshut. A farmer didn't want to have a very large field for this outfit. Number 101 is the United Grain Growers float. It began in 1906 by a group of farmers. UGG in 1984 has 550 primary elevators with terminals at Thunder Bay and Foxhorn. They have 15 feed plants and oilseed crushing at Lloydminster. They publish the Country Guide, Grain News, and Cattleman. And we have a UGG in Foxhorn. The next band coming up is the Burton Community Band under the leadership of Ray Vance. There are 14 members here today. They play at concerts and try to attend all the parades during the summer months. Number 97, this Montgomery buggy was built by Paul Brazo's father approximately in 1880. The team hitched to this buggy are chuckwagon ponies, owned and driven by Ralph Stewart. Ralph is accompanied by Linda Scott. number 103 is from the RM of Shoal Lake. You'll notice the Centennial logo on the float. Number 104 is a Farmall F30. It was manufactured in 1931 to 39. 29,500 were made. This model was made in 1937. The cost was approximately $1,075. The rubber tires were $150 extra. The power lift was also $74 extra. The horsepower was 20 and drawbar 30 belt. It was restored and owned by John Wyatt. Entry number 105 is from Manco, one of our milk suppliers for the area. Number 106, a 1938 Olds driven by Norman Leschason, and a 1948 Monarch, the last year to use cross-mounted springs, driven by Elmer Levischuk. Number 107, the law offices of M.D. Butcher and Associates are commemorating 100 years of law and order for the town of Birtle and surrounding area. The scale of justice on the float represents equal justice for all. Riding on the float are the present lawyers in Birtle, Morrison Butcher and Woody Langford, and their legal staff. Also on the float is Jeff Fulton, who practiced law here after J.W. Pratt. Number 108, the float from the Highways Department, is depicting safety and information. A stop sign is used for the public's protection. Again, if I could ask the floats to please stop for a little while or slow down. You're going awfully fast. The people aren't having a chance to see you as you go by. Number 109 is a 1953 custom line Ford sedan. Inside is the original motor and original upholstery. It's driven by Bill Dick. Number 110 is the BCI float. It was put together by the students of the collegiate to dramatize the change of education in the last 100 years. From old hardwood desks and long dresses, education at BCI has advanced into computer technology. Here you see a Commodore PET, commonly used by the students of the collegiate today. Driving the float is Mr. Alan Bray, Vice President and teacher at Birtle Collegiate. Acting teachers are Nelsie Edwards and Stephen Bray. Acting students, Naomi Stadnick, Gwen Shaw, Joan Murray. Cheerleaders, Georgette DuPont, Donna Hayden, Karen Haney. And the erection of this float was made under the direction of Darlene Paquette. Entry number 111, the Shoal Lake Agricultural Society 100th birthday cake is on a low bed hauled by Wilf Chegwin's 4-horse Belgian team. The society is also celebrating their centennial this year. Glenn and Kay Finley, the Agricultural Society president, are on the float. Eddie Arnold, July 4th, 84, inducted into the Manitoba Agricultural Hall of Fame. And Jean Finley, the Shoal Lake Centennial Queen. Number 112, the Birtle Lions Club float. This is their new sound vehicle. This entry is a good example of what Lionism is all about. It's a combined fun, jail, and sound vehicle. It will be available for use at all community functions. Riding on top is Carnival Queen Jerry Lynn Huberdeau, who was the Lions representative. Accompanying her are her 3 princesses. The Lions Club today is president today is Rodney Ashcroft.
We have a 25-year-old warrant for the former mayor of Birtle. We just arrested him. We haven't decided what the The release conditions are, but I can assure you that it won't be easy. We have
You don't want to join us. We'll have some.
Welcome to the Centennial Parade. On behalf of Lions, everyone. It's really great to have you back here. I hope you'll have an excellent visit with all your friends and relations. I would point out that this is our 25th anniversary of Lions Memorial as well.
Entry number 113 is from the Manitoba Telephone Company.
This is our
Right behind it, Valerie McLean from Pilot Mound and Yvonne Carroll from Selkirk are riding on horseback. Number 115, the French Connection. The Butcherts came to the Blenheim district in the spring of 1928 and farmed there for several years. The Bouchards entertained there with their dancing and enjoyed several years at the Senior Citizens Lodge. Number 116 is a float from the Birtle Hotel restaurant, depicting a typical scene inside the Birtle Hotel restaurant. Number 117, the Manitoba Heart Foundation float. In the convertible are Louise Aujudar, Director of Rural Programming, and her husband Matt, and also Alice Bolter. They would like to wish Birtle a happy centennial and would like to thank Birtle for its support over the years. Number 118 is the float from our Birtle Hospital. They say, please don't expect this kind of care at Birtle Hospital. It's great to see you when we don't have to.
In the bathtub is one doctor, and the chef hat is the other doctor.
Number 119 is Lawson Ashcroft. Lawson was a member of the Birtle 4-H Horse and Pony Club for a number of years with his Palomino horse, Colonel, who he is riding here today. This successful team of man and horse followed the fair circuit, doing well in the ring, barrels, and poles. Number 120 is an entry from Richard Belinsky and Sons, Rossburn.
You see the numbers on those horses? Okay.
Right behind them on horseback are Joe Lee and Norman Hauk. Entry number 122 is a float from the Hamiota and Decker Legion. Entry number 123 is a 1926 Model T Roadster, driven by Pete Robson from Shoal Lake. Number 24 is an entry from Johansson Ford Mercury, Tabor, Alberta. Number 125, C.W. McLean, 1974 Limited, your Chevrolet and Oldsmobile dealer, servicing Shoal Lake and area since 1905. Bill Stebnicki is president and owner. Number 126, riding horseback, David Barnes, Wade Barnes, Scott Ogilvie.
Somebody else, I don't know who it is.
These next entries are from the Birtle Fire Brigade. The man-drawn unit pulled by members of the Birtle Fire Department, owned by the rural municipality of Birtle, original fire equipment of the village of Foxhorn. It's restored by the members of the Birtle Fire Department. Unit number 1 was purchased in 1962 by the rural municipality of Birtle and operated by members of the Birtle Volunteer Fire Department. Unit number 2 was purchased in 1981 by the members of the Birtle Volunteer Fire Department as an equipment and reserve van. Finances arranged by the Lions Club of Birtle, private donations, and other organizations in the Birtle area. Equipped by the Lions Club, members of the fire department, and the rural municipality and town of Birtle. Unit number 3 was purchased in 1983 jointly by the rural municipality and town of Birtle. This unit replaces the original town truck purchased in 1951. The Birtle Fire Department would like to honor the chiefs of the past, first Chief Elmer Honey, then Ernie Wally, and Keith Wilson, who are riding on the fire units.
Very good, very good.
As you can tell, those were the last entries in our parade today. I'd like to remind you again of the 2 band concerts at the sports ground and the 2 dance reviews again at the sports ground. If you're still around at 4 o'clock, the Winnipeg Air Force will be flying past. And again, don't forget about the dance tonight at the arena at 9 o'clock.
Driving, back and forth during the parade, slowing them down. Hello. Did they spray you? No. Daddy had to pay it all, did he?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the sports ground here. If people that are wandering around want to come to number 1 diamond here, we're about to have a little bit of Ukrainian dancing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about ready to start our program here on number 1 diamond. And to start us off, we have some Ukrainian dancers from Cholet. And I'd like to welcome Lawrence Shaluk here, and he'll introduce his crew and what kind of dances they're going to do. Lawrence, go ahead.
First one was a solo dance performed by Rosemary Lucille, which is a Cossack dance, which means a little dancer.
Just hang off.
Thank you, Rosemary. Okay, the next item will be, second dance of the day will be Three Little Girls and a Boy. And the performers will be Susan Presniak and sisters Judy and Jacqueline Spaluk and Gary Lestitian.
Yeah, you guys.
Children, that was very well done. Okay, third item of the day is a brother and sister team, which is Terrence and Nadine the Magician. very much, Terence and Nadine. That was very well done. And the fourth and last item of the day is performance by Barbara and Debbie Kay. That's two sisters, and brother and sister Edwin and Annette Schwaluk, and Rosemary and Jason Ashishin, which are brother and sisters. Thank you. Thank you, performers. At this time, I'd like to thank you, Birtle Centennial Committee, for letting us perform here, and also thank you to the Birtle Foxhorn Credit Union for setting up the stage here for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Shipton dancers from Shoal Lake, Manitoba. And by the way, they have a Centennial dues on there, and on Friday the 13th at 7:30 in their auditorium, they're going to have a concert there, and these dancers will be part of that concert if you want to take that in. Okay, the next item on our program is the Dauphin Legion Pipe Band. Are they ready to go? Well, in a few minutes we'll be seeing the Dauphin Legion Pipe Band, but they're having a little practice with some of our local Birtle Scottish dancers, and they're just having a little trial of the run through right now, so they'll be along in a few minutes' time, so we just ask your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, we're supposed to have a fly past. You know, some of these, our Air Force fellows are supposed to fly over with some planes, actually any minute now, according to my watch. So if you hear a rumble, have a look up in the sky. Maybe you could be the first to see them. I don't know if these Forces fellows run on standard time or what, but we had a time of around 4 o'clock that they were supposed to fly past.
She's still
To announce that the Shoal Lake Agricultural Society is having a Centennial raffle with first prize the 1984 Chev half-ton. It was, maybe you saw it in the parade, and it's on the sports grounds right now, just down the first base line here. And anyway, that's one of the prizes. And the second prize is a microwave oven, and third prize is $100 cash. So they're only selling 1,000 tickets, and if you'd like a ticket, you see the two boys in the blue and white truck on the grounds there, just on the first baseline. The Foxhorn Credit Union is very pleased to present to you right now the Dauphin Legion Pipe Band. American Legion Pipe Band.
You said go down if you want. That's okay.
They've been sponsored by the Foxhorn Credit Union with branches in Birtle, St. Lazare, Foxhorn, and Macaulay. Now we'd like to have the local girls do a little dance for you. And Gene Mitchell's here, and I want you to just introduce the girls. Who all is going to dance for us, Gene? Give us the names.
Julie Fulton and Wendy Fulton, Angela Cottingham and Jill Cottingham, Jackie Camelroot and Angela Bray.
Thank you, Gene. Let's welcome these girls. Just while they're getting on stage, ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you that the Birtle Minor Hockey are sponsoring a cold plate supper at the arena just across there, and it's already being served, and they'll be serving supper there till 7 o'clock tonight. They're going to come around again. Okay, you've got another dance. Why don't you just take a breather while this plane comes around? Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Here she goes. What kind is it? I wonder if he's going to land at the Birtle Airport. The old airstrip. Maybe he's coming in for a landing there. Okay. Okay, everybody duck. Here he comes. There he goes. I think. Duck, girls. Well, they missed the airstrip that time. All right, here he comes. This one's going to be a low one. That fellow could be picked up by the RCMP for not having a muffler. Must be going down to the park. bird. Bird, get out of the way. Wonder if he has one of those bags on board like they have on airplanes, behind every seat. Everybody wave. Hello. He's upside down now. What do you think? Now he's right side up, I think. Look at glider. Real quiet. That was pretty neat, eh? That's like having a big plane like that flying around. I want to thank our armed forces and all our tax money for that nice plane ride there. Okay, okay, girls, you want to get in position and I'll double check and make sure the plane's not coming back. Anyway, you did very well in all that, that static. Okay, here we go.
Isn't that wonderful?
Thank you very much, girls, and we would like to thank Jean Mitchell and Kathy Floon, their instructors, for showing them those fancy steps. we're going to be entertained now by the Dauphin Legion Pipe Band again. They're going to give us another number, and I want to remind you again that the Pipe Band has been sponsored by the Foxhorn Credit Union Limited, and they got branches in Birtle and Foxhorn, St. Lazare and Macaulay. And they picked up the tab for the band today, for the parade and for a little show afterwards. Anybody got any haggis in their lunch bucket? You could share with me? Forsyth Dauphin Legion Pipe Band. Let's give them a hand as they walk off the field. Thank you very much to the Dauphin Legion Pipe Band and thank you very much to the Buckthorn Credit Union for sponsoring them. We got another item on the program here. I'm just going to experiment with a little music, so we'll be there just in a couple of seconds here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our little experiment with that tape worked. The fellows can hear, so that's most important. Anyway, we've been pleased, ladies and gentlemen, in this past week to have in our presence some people from Germany. And they're right off the boat, so to speak. And I've seen them dance a couple of times this week. And just check out their neat costumes. How about that, eh? Anyway, they're going to do perhaps a couple or three dances for us on the stage there. And I want you to watch it very closely, okay? It's kind of neat dancing. They don't need a step ladder or anything, these fellas. Okay, I suppose you fellas are ready out there? Okay, here we go. You got any strength left? You want to do another one? How about one more from those friendly Germans? You better clap, people, because they don't understand English too well. So my talking doesn't help. Let's give them our next round. The right music here, so just hang around for a couple minutes. We got the music kind of sorted out here, so in just a minute, or two, those fellows will be back out here and give us another dance. Looks like this next dance is going to be hatless. I'll call it the hatless dance. There's really more to it than that, but I want you to watch this close, okay? They got some good fancy handwork, I think, in this one. Thank you very much, fellas. We certainly appreciate that. Pretty fancy handwork there, eh? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for your attention, and that ends our little program here on Diamond Number 1. We want to thank all those people who came and all the performers. And on behalf of Foxford Credit Union Limited, we wish you all well and have a pleasant week and a pleasant weekend. God bless. We'll see you again sometime. Bye-bye.